Hello, friends. We're about to ask me some things.
So excited for this. So, Arie, first question.
Yes.
What attracted you to perform at Renaissance festivals, and how attractive were you at the time?
Ooh. My first job working Renaissance festivals was selling pickles. And I realized
Is
there...
that a euphemism?
Yes. Yes, it was. What does that mean? Mine? No. My first job was actually selling pickles at a Renaissance festival, and I realized at that time, that I had what it took to be in front of the crowds, and then I realized that I could sell myself better than a product.
Is that a euphemism?
Yes, it is. So then after the cops got called, I started doing a show.
That was great. What's another question that can lead to a perfect euphemism? How about crunchy or smooth?
I hope we're talking about peanut butter.
No.
Weird.
Open to interpretation.
My favorite kind of sunscreen is crunchy.
I've had those days.
Yeah. Crunchy peanut butter, super crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah.
There is no other kind.
Would high five you through the screen if I could.
Arie, what is your favorite superhero? Why? And have you worn underwear featuring them?
I don't wear underwear. So no.
Oh.
We probably should have talked about that.
The camera cuts to me looking like an anime character having a nosebleed.
Are you curious as to why the camera is only waist up?
I wasn't. Favorite superhero? Oh, man. There's so many good ones. I would have to go probably, just because I love Paul Rudd, Ant-Man.
Ooh.
And he was super stellar in that. I don't really know much about Ant-Man comic, but he was really good in that movie. So, yeah.
Nice. For the love of the Rudd.
Yeah.
Love of the ride. Hey, how about a heartfelt, serious question?
Yes.
When you were growing up, was there a particular live show, concert or play or something, etc., that really impacted you?
Not a show per se, but I did go to the Colorado Renaissance Festival when I was young. That was a family tradition every year. So seeing all those performers, I was a weird kid and they made me feel normal. So it's cool that's probably what impacted me most, and that's what I give back, is making kids feel normal, which is pretty cool. So
when you think back to those times coming to the festival, are there any things that you particularly saw that you remember still to this day?
Not a particular show. I just remember the atmosphere, the costumes. It was just a great escape. I remember I had a wizard robe made out of velvet. And my mom, and I would always nod at people and they'd nod right back like I belonged there, which was really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll dig up pictures. We'll find them.
Oh, that would be so
Yes,
good.
please. If you had to change your name, what would your new name be, and why would you choose that name?
That's a hard one because I really like my name.
Which is a good thing. Where does the name Arie come from? Is that something your parents just picked?
It's actually I'm named after a Swiss race car driver, and the Arie from The Bachelor. His dad is who I'm named after. So
What?
yeah.
Holy moly.
So
Arie, what's your middle name?
it's W, and I'm sure you're wondering why it's just a single letter. Well, my grandfather's middle name was William, my dad's middle name was William, and my older brother's middle name was William. So to piss off my grandparents, my parents named me W to break the chain.
Just switch it up. And
that's
then
so
they
good.
slapped you in a wizard robe,
Yep.
sent you off into the world.
So what do you think you would change your name to if you had to, knowing that you love Arie?
If I was on the lam, I think maybe I think Cletus could be fun to embrace that kind of character. I do like overalls, so...
If you change your name to Cletus, what would be your mud stumping musical instrument that you would play in the bluegrass band I'm sure you would form?
It would be a stand-up possum.
Oh, I want to know what that sounds like.
A lot more screechy.
Follow-up question. Why don't we all wear overalls all the time?
We should do that when we're performing in the South. We should have the Ren Fair overall
Yeah.
form. I like to imagine that the stand-up possum is equal parts stand-up bass, like if you're plucking the tail, or if you squeeze it, it's like a bagpipe.
Yeah, it's strapped to a washboard.
Yeah. And you can keep your chew in its little goose pouch.
Gross.
So functional. Oh my goodness. Hey, have you ever had a funny mishap on stage?
Nothing super funny. I've set my stage on fire twice.
Sweet.
Don't tell my boss.
It's fine. They won't.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure
We don't use fire in the show anyway. We're good, right? But a funny. There was the first time I was performing at the Georgia Fair, I would eat an apple while juggling, and the joke was my mouth got so full, and some kid just yelled out, "Why don't you swallow?" And that's like the first thing that brought me to my knees was that kid just yelling that. So.
Excellent. Oh man. Well, welcome to Barely Balanced.
Yeah.
We can look forward to having lots of stories about messing up.
Perfect.
And random audience members screaming things that are unrepeatable and hilarious.
Audience, we know what you're here for.
Yeah.
If you won $10 million, what would you do? Like tomorrow, you walked out, you were like, boom, lottery ticket, 10 mil.
I would buy some property, probably, and buy more motorcycles. And then I would keep traveling, because that's what I love to do. I'm not in it for the money, but I'm not going to tell you guys that.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I was unemployed for half of this year.
Yeah. But yeah, I would, I think just buy some land and make sure everyone that I love is taken care of.
So where would you buy land?
Man, I want just a big old farm that I can do with whatever I want on. So probably in Colorado, which is where I'm from. Mm-hmm. So,
and then your evil alter ego Cletus would have. He would buy a lot of property
down in Louisiana.
Yeah. Okay.
I reckon.
Very cool.
I love that it's more motorcycles. That you already have motorcycles.
Yeah.
But more.
My other car is 10 motorcycles that don't run.
Perfect. So well, speaking of motorized vehicles, like motorcycles, things with wheels, if you were in a traditional circus with things like motorcycles or unicycles or flying trapeze, do you think you would take any of those other acts and incorporate it into your own act? Or totally switch acts?
I've always wanted to try trapeze. I've never been anywhere that had one. That would always be fun to do. Also Spanish web, which is really neat. Which is it's the one where you have your hand, right? I believe this is Spanish web. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's you have your there's a loop on a rope and you hold onto it and you spin around real fast. Right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Oh shit! I should have waited longer.
Did I win? I don't know. I don't know.
You're described as New Zealand rope.
Drats!
No, that's absolutely right.
Fantastic. So that's always been cool. But yeah, juggling was the first thing that I fell in love with performance-wise, and yeah, that's.
What's the weirdest thing that you have juggled?
Turkey leg. I get asked to juggle turkey legs way too much. Every TV show I've ever been on, I always offer it, and they always have them.
How would you describe what it is like to juggle a turkey leg?
Well, the first time I ever juggled a turkey leg was on the news, and they asked if I could juggle a turkey leg, which I said yes, which was a lie because I didn't know if I could. But they mic'd me for some reason, even though I had no talking roles. So what you need to know about turkey legs is when you juggle them, they make a squelching noise. And the only reason why I have this word in my brain is because the closed captioning would write squelch every time I caught that turkey leg.
Tasty.
Oh my gosh.
So Margaret's question actually feeds kind of right into mine, which is, what is a circus skill that you haven't learned yet but would like to?
Ooh. think the freestanding ladder, that's really interesting, and cigar box juggling.
Nice.
Yeah.
We own both of those.
Weird.
It's gonna happen.
Now you do
Interesting.
too.
Neat.
Pivot back to Renaissance Festival times. Take yourself back, all the way back. Ancient times.
Velvet robes.
If you owned a castle,
Yes.
what would be in your treasure room?
Crunchy peanut butter. And gold, probably. I think those are one of those are pretty standard for the Renaissance times.
Arie W. Smaug.
Smaug. Yeah. Cletus W. Smaug, please.
Gold!
Gold in the hills?
I made all this off my moonshining.
They call me Shiner Dan.
Duke Shiner.
Duke Shiner. Is that a euphemism?
So
Try hard enough.
So right now we're all watching a little bit more TV than we normally would. So what would you say is your favorite TV show to binge, and why that show?
Oh man, I have watched a lot of Community. This is probably my 8th time through it, which is yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, I lived in a van and it didn't have cables, and I had that on DVD, so I watched it a bunch. And now it's on Netflix, I've been watching it a bunch. And why is that my favorite?
Yeah,
I think just the comedy aspect of it seems very. It's just really good. Like I just like the way the jokes are set up. It just really tickles my funny bone.
Perfect. So for all the super Community fans out there, do you have a favorite episode?
The 8-bit episode is stellar.
Oh, where they go into Pierce's dad's castle?
Yes.
We watched that last
Hawthorne.
night.
Oh, nice.
Just watched it.
That's great. That one's amazing. And then also the dinner party with the 6 different worlds. And then the one that always makes me cry is when Troy's leaving and Abed doesn't want the game of lava to end. That's always sad.
Yeah.
Their friendship is a what else?
This over to me. Yeah.
I would love to ask you a question.
So if you could be any animal in the world, what and why?
Is this for the rest of my life, or can I try it out first?
I'm thinking you could live out your young child wizard dreams, and this is one you could turn into as like a spell, but you can only turn into one animal.
Okay, I would do kangaroo. Because I've seen them box. They seem to have some good dexterity.
Is it mostly because they've got sweet gams?
I'm not sure you're pointing the camera.
No, you're right. That wasn't the answer. We'll edit that out.
Would you be a gray kangaroo? It's like a little 3-foot. Like,
No, I would be that
like,
the red jacked
the
one.
red one. Yeah.
Have you seen that picture of that really jacked one?
Oh yeah, with the pectorals.
Yeah.
They're scary.
Yeah. So that.
Next question. What's your favorite beer?
Cletus and I have to agree it's PBR. So much so that I even named my first cat Peebers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you have a very strong personality, sense of self, character. You have a very strong character. PBR, riding motorcycles.
That's what I do.
What a life.
Yeah, we named our first cat Cognac.
What?
We're very fancy.
Like-
Secretly, I don't know what Cognac is, I'll be
Who's cat?
honest.
Are you talking about our cat?
We've never even owned a cat.
We've never had one.
No.
Wow.
Well, we did. It just didn't live for long. We used up all 9 lives in a very dumb gag reel. So Arie,
Yes.
last question, I believe. Maybe not. Nearly the last. If you were shipwrecked on a deserted island, but your human needs, your like basic needs were taken care of, such as food, water, shelter.
Yeah.
You could bring 2 items with you. What would those 2 items be?
Helicopter and how to fly a helicopter manual.
Oh, nice.
And I'm out.
Arie, ouch.
So good.
We're gonna CGI a helicopter into this to like pull you out of the
That's cool.
shot. Yeah,
That's
we're
cool.
gonna fix it in post. Well, that's all the questions that I have for you.
You want to hear about the first time I was on TV?
Yes.
Cool. This is my favorite. My mom's been wanting me to tell you this story. So I was homeschooled until I was like 10, and my family was invited up to this bison farm because they were filming for the Food Network.
Uh-huh.
So they were like having all the kids try bison burgers and get the reactions Food Network was, because this was back in 2003, like when bison was getting really big, I think. And the only footage that they used of me, for whatever reason, where they were scanning down the table at all the kids happily eating bison burgers, and then there I was with a fork, and I was rolling my tongue up in it.
One, why, but also how?
Oh, in between the tongues of it, and I was rolling it up because I was a weird kid. And they put that on the air.
It sounds like we've got a new goal for the next time we're doing a TV promo. It's
Yes.
like, let's talk about the delicious food at the Ren Fair.
I think all the parents watching it were like, "There's always one."
Yeah, at least it isn't mine.
There's always one. Oh, that's amazing! Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
answering all our questions, and well, I'll just pause to green screen in that helicopter real quick.
There it is.
Whoa!